What's up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's Blerd without fear. Welcome back to the channel. Alright, so today's video, I'm gonna be talking about Scarlet Witch number 2, but more specifically, there's a backup story in Scarlet Witch number 2 that I really enjoyed by Stephanie Williams and Chris Allen that covers the ties to magic and sorcery that Storm has long been hinted at having, but no one has ever really truly delved into her history with magic before. I feel that there's a lot of things we can take from this, and I'm gonna break it all down for you to explain exactly why Storm is Sorcerer Supreme royalty.
You can't see me, you Stevie, wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy.
Storm, the woman most associated with the X-Men and being the former queen of Wakanda, even being revered as a goddess in Africa thanks to not only having her mutant powers, but also her ancestry, and later ascending to official godhood during her time in Wakanda. Heralded for her mastery of the elements, able to control every facet of any planet's thermogeological forces, but many forget that she is actually quite the sorceress when she chooses to be. This week's issue of Scarlet Witch number 2 featured a backup story that put further emphasis on Storm's connection to the arcane, with Scarlet Witch bringing up Storm's ties to ancient magics on multiple occasions, often referring to her being a part of the Quotey Fingers sisterhood, even going as far as to encourage Storm to unleash the power within herself, and Storm recognizes her connection to one of the most powerful human beings that have ever lived, the second ever Sorcerer Supreme, Aisha of the Balabedo. This connection has been referenced on only a couple of occasions prior to this moment, but the first time we ever learned of these mystic arts royalty ties was in Marvel Tarot number 1 back in 2007, where the character of Aisha was first mentioned. The second time ever was in Avengers Roll Call number 1 in 2012. This is a huge deal for a couple of fascinating reasons. For one, Aisha, who hails from the Hyborian age that is largely associated with Conan the Barbarian, is said to be the ancestor of not only Storm, but also of another ancient sorceress named Ashake, who would also not surprise you to learn is that by sheer virtue alone is also an ancestor of Storm's, and the two characters are said to look identical. And like Aisha, Ashake was a worshipper of Ashtar, but under a different name of Mat, who regardless of name is the mother of Agamotto, the first Sorcerer Supreme, and the very sorcerer who Doctor Strange's mysterious Eye of Agamotto comes from. While Ashake was no Sorcerer Supreme the way Aisha was, she was a capable sorceress, able to divine the future through magic, read the minds of others, and create convincing illusions among other magic feats. It could even be implied she might have even been a mutant, considering that mutants were in fact a thing during the times of ancient Egypt. The other reason that this is a big deal is also because Aisha is one of the longest reigning Sorcerer Supremes, having held the title for just shy of 4,000 years, with her holding the office from 10,000 BCE until 6,000 BCE. And to become the Sorcerer Supreme who succeeded Agamotto, she defeated every other powerful wielder of the mystic arts on Earth in a battle royale fashion to become Ashtar's champion. Many of the women in Storm's ancestry have been in some way, shape, form, or fashion a practitioner of magic, so it should come as no small surprise that Storm could be a capable sorceress if she applied herself. We have further proof that Storm has the capacity to become a powerful witch thanks to 1982's Uncanny X-Men number 160, as well as 1983's Magic, Storm, and Ilyana series. In both of those outings, Storm was a powerful witch who was capable of helping the X-Men escape Limbo and return to Earth, and she also helped train Colossus's sister Magic in the mystic arts, respectively. Granted, even though this version of Storm is a variant from Earth 8280, the ties and possibilities are all likely still there. In the Scarlet Witch #2 backup story that I mentioned, Storm has now proven she can tap into her magic potential and add that power to her own mutant abilities. This is likely something she has done on multiple other occasions unknowingly, based on a comment by Scarlet Witch citing that Storm was able to see through a magic barrier that would otherwise obscure a hidden island, something that no one else would be able to see without tapping in to their magic potential. Scarlet Witch seems to be of the belief Storm does not channel her mystic capabilities unless she is actively focusing on doing so, otherwise it just happens naturally, but not in a way that Storm would ever notice. And though those were some of the most significant instances of seeing Storm wielding powerful forces other than her mutant powers, we had seen situations like in 1981's Uncanny X-Men number 146 and 147, when Dr. Doom had turned Storm into metabolic chrome. Storm had a powerful reaction due to her claustrophobia, forcing her to instinctively call out to the primal elements. There likely was some level of magic involved here, and she transformed into a powerful version of herself, something that was nearly identical to the Phoenix Force. All in all, Storm's history with magic is not the most long-storied history, but it is something that does exist. And while a lot of writers don't necessarily focus on her magic acumen, it's something that is definitely there. And I'm hoping somewhere down the road, especially with all of the love that Storm has been getting lately in Marvel Comics, featuring in so many different series and getting her own, tie-in series to Sins of Sinister, and who knows what she gets after this, I'm hoping that maybe somewhere down the road, somebody is going to take this character and actually dive into the potential that she could reach if only she was given a chance to explore her magical roots. I'm honestly of the belief that Storm does actually use magic more often than we realize. It's just that she never notices it. I feel like magic does actually boost her powers in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and she's just been naturally throwing this stuff out there, never noticing. That said, could you imagine Storm actually throwing herself into her ability to cast and wield magic? Imagine how much more powerful she would become. She is already an Omega level mutant. She is already a powerhouse when it comes to hand-to-hand combat. She also has a very tactical mind. She is a strong leader, one of, if not the strongest leaders that the X-Men has ever had. Imagine if that queen could add magic, full-blown control of the mystic arts to her repertoire. Honestly, there would be no reason she could not at some point become Sorcerer Supreme. Anyways, that's everything I wanted to talk about with Scarlet Witch #2. There was a lot of other cool stuff going on in Scarlet Witch #2, none of which I'm actually here to talk about, but I will say if you ever want to see any kind of callbacks to the Tom King Vision series, or to learn exactly what is going to be the nature of Scarlet Witch and Viv Vision's relationship going forward, definitely pick up this issue. It was great, it was a fun read, but this right here was what I really came to this issue for. Actually, I wish this was a part of the main plot of this. I felt like this deserved a much bigger shot, but granted, it's one of those things where I kind of let that slide, because while I would have loved for Steve Orlando to actually flesh this story out, I'm glad that a black writer was able to do this instead. So since Stephanie Williams does not write the Scarlet Witch on a regular basis, she's just doing the backup story for this. It was a well-timed one, and I definitely would not be against Stephanie Williams writing a Storm solo series that delved into this more. I would love to see it. I think that is actually what we need right now, but that's neither here nor there. If you enjoyed this video, do the YouTube thing, like, share, and make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the videos that I put out. We're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers here in 2023, and I can't do it without the help of you, Earth's mightiest subscribers of the present, sharing these videos with all your friends, as well as Earth's mightiest subscribers of the future, hitting that red button. In the meantime, let me know what you thought about the backup story to Scarlet Witch #2, and Scarlet Witch 2 as a whole. You can tell me whatever you think. Keep it plus ultra, and sound off in the comments.